You're locked into the Grizzly Digital Network. It's time for Grizzlies Live. Now, let's go live to the voice of the Grizzlies, Matt Mahoney.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Grizzlies Live at Newk Eatery. As always, I'm your host, Matt Mahoney, and today we're joined by our leadoff batter, our head softball coach, Ihlenburg. Coach, I'd ask how we're doing today, but you don't have to answer that honestly.
Okay, good. But I'm doing great.
Fair enough. How many times are we going to play UC Buford this year, first of all?
Well, I hope we get him in the first round of the regionals, so I get the ultimate revenge.
Nice.
That's my new goal.
What's the difference, though, between playing this team, that team, the first 3 times and winning it, and yesterday getting beaten in a doubleheader?
You know, Matt, we really won that first game, and things unfolded in the 7th that cost us. And I'll tell you, we had 13 hits to their 7. We had 2 triples in a very small ball field. We were ready to play, and a few miscues, and they're not even errors, just miscues in the 7th, and timely hits on their part led to them snatching it from us.
Is that literally the next step for this team? We've talked about it. They can hit, they can play defense, they can pitch at any point in time. But when you play that top 25 caliber team, they don't always give it to you.
Right.
You got to earn it. You got to take it. Is that the next step for this group?
Yes, and take it is a great way of saying it. We use the word take it, fire, execute, and you really just vivid language to make them understand how aggressive you need to be for every pitch of 7 innings and every single pitch of 14 innings, and maybe more.
Is it interesting to me when we look at the top 25, and we'll talk a little bit about it here in a minute, but to me, that's the type of team that's going to push us over the edge.
Yeah.
And so I know we always wish we could play them again today. You know?
Oh, yeah.
But is there another team coming up, obviously 1 game at a time, but is there another team that you're like, this is the game that's going to prepare us for postseason?
Truly the season finale with AUM.
Yeah.
I think they're going to really show us. They're the defending national champion. They've had another great season. I think they're 2nd or 3rd still in the polls.
Yeah.
That team is going to really tell me, as the leader of this program, what do we need to build to. But really, my freshmen, sophomores, juniors, can you continue to get to this level? Seniors, you are doing a great job. Cass, Jordan, Kayla, Brittany, Savannah, awesome athletes, doing a great job for this program. But as we finish the season, because that is the last game, what are we building to as we continue into the AI, and then obviously looking at the future at some point?
We'll get to the seniors in a minute. Back to the top 25 poll. I talk about it a ton, and I feel like sometimes I don't serve it justice. Tell me why that top 25 poll is so important as an independent in the NAIA.
Well, there's 1 shot in the tournament to get in. So you're playing your best ball for 5 straight games, or you've earned the respect of the whole NAIA, all 197 teams that are represented, to be in that top 25. And that says to those people who are in conferences, wow, if they were in my conference, they might have won my conference, or they might have won the tournament. So they deserve to be in that tournament going into the regionals. The top 25 is the next key to that. You win the tournament, great. You've bought your ticket and you earned it. But by consistently playing a great season, that's our next step in really earning that.
And so with that in mind, how close we were yesterday, how disappointed was that bus ride coming home?
We had a long talk as a team, and really you have to look at what you're doing as a coach, and that's what we did. Coaches, what do we need to do a little better for the team? And in moments of real high stakes, what are we doing really well to get them to that victory? And I'll tell you all day long, there's things that I look forward to doing, and they're goofy. I mean, I'm a lighthearted coach. I'm a fun coach. I don't really go too crazy or too mellow, but I do need to be consistent for them, and they'll be consistent for me.
Absolutely. I would set you up here for Saturday, but this one's easy. Say nice things about the 5 seniors we got on senior day. We're going to have a doubleheader on Friday. Don't forget about that. We'll broadcast that for everybody. But Saturday, looking forward to it. Talladega's coming to town, senior day.
I can't say it enough about seniors in a program that I love them with my whole heart. I mean, they embody everything you want because they know it could be over in a flip of a switch. It's over. So Cassidy just continues to do a great job hitting and defensively, and when other teams compliment her and wish they had her on your team, you're doing some things well. But I don't underestimate how important Brittany through her injuries has been. Jordan, her consistency in the outfield. Savannah, her consistency as a player on this team. and Kayla, who's just been dynamite in the circle. I mean, 5 players that when you look at ending a season, you don't want to see them go.
Yeah.
And that's where I have such a love for what they bring to this program, and I don't want that to fall short. In frustrating losses, the love that I have for them and the pride that I have having coached them is off the charts.
And don't adjust your schedule there at home, folks. This is one of the last Saturday doubleheaders we had because of families coming out of town and wanting to celebrate it. We went ahead and we're going to knock that out this Saturday against Talladega.
Yeah.
We'll still have more home games. You mentioned it, top dog in Auburn, Montgomery. So you don't want to sandwich too much right in front of that conference tournament.
Yeah.
So it's going to work out logistically well for the team.
I think so. There's a lot of emotions in a senior day, and it's about recognizing the athlete. It's not to me about the last time you'll ever play on the Grizzlies softball field, because that really puts a heavy heart in the game. So I moved it up a little this season, and I said, let's enjoy a Saturday. We've had some unfortunate rainouts and cancellations, and I'm like holding tight to this game. Like, I got to play it. It's for the seniors.
Forecast looking great for Saturday.
It is.
Just
Sunny,
so you know.
sunny and
So,
68.
we look forward to everybody come on out to the Grizzlies softball complex. I've always said kind of a theory we've developed on the broadcast is we always take a hit in numbers on senior day because everybody comes to the ballpark. I'm perfectly okay with that. Perfectly okay with that. Well, Coach, good luck. Looking forward to having you guys back here at
Can't
home.
wait.
Friday and Saturday, Grizzlies softball complex, doubleheader for each. Saturday will be senior day. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with head baseball coach Brad Stromdahl right here on the Grizzlies Digital Network. It's time to gear up, Grizzly fans. Right now, you can find all the latest Grizzly gear to support your team by visiting the Georgia Gwinnett College official bookstore inside the Student Center. Or simply shop online anytime, anywhere by visiting ggc.bncollege.com. From hats and t-shirts to jackets and one-of-a-kind collectibles, you can find it all with the official GGC bookstore. Plus, on game day, be sure to swing by the merchandise table at the stadium. So pick up your favorite item today and show your Grizzly spirit. Go Grizzlies!
Hi Grizzly fans, this is Ned Colgrove, Assistant Athletics Director for External Operations. If you're looking to align your business with our Championship Athletics program, take a look at our excellent corporate sponsorship packages. From signage around our beautiful facility to in-game and digital placement, your tax-deductible support of our program will help offer a championship experience for every student athlete. Plus, connect your brand to our growing fan base. You can find out more by checking out the corporate sponsorship brochure on grizzlyathletics.com or calling me directly at 678-407-5241. Go Grizzlies!
Hello, I'm James Williams, Head Athletic Trainer for the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies. Thanks to our friends at Gwinnett Medical Center, your Grizzlies receive first-class, quality health care right here in Gwinnett County. With daily hands-on recovery and state-of-the-art training facilities, the Grizzlies spend more time on the field than they do on the bench. So get in the game, Grizzlies, with Gwinnett Medical Center in Duluth and in Lawrenceville.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Grizzlies Live at Newk City. We're joined now by head baseball coach Brad Stromdahl. Coach, how's the rubber hitting the road? Are we getting some sleep? A lot of road trips here?
Yeah, it's great. We were watching some movies and going on down the road.
Is there a go-to movie for baseball? Because I know when I played, we had a small list that we always went to.
Yeah, I mean, we try to avoid anything baseball.
Really?
Yeah, I don't, we're around baseball too much. So we like poker. We like, thrillers.
Oh, okay.
And really kind of anything with like action, shooting.
Lots of loud noises so nobody can sleep on the bus.
That's basically exactly what it is,
Well, talk to me about, we got a lot of baseball to talk about here. Let's rewind the tape a little bit back to last weekend. We take on Talladega. Second time we've taken on them. Does it show the growth and improvement of this team from winning 2 of 3 at home, second weekend of the series, to sweeping on the road?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And early in the season, we're trying to figure out who we are as a team. And, I think that we've kind of really come together and gelled as a team. And going on the road to Talladega, scouting reports are there. We know how to pitch. We know what they're going to do. And, we were able to execute a really good game plan. And I think we were very fortunate to come away from there with 3 wins. And it's part of what you do when you face a team a lot of 5, 6, 7 times. It's hard to beat them a lot. So we were very fortunate to walk away with 3 wins.
Started the winning streak there in Alabama, moved right on down the road to Augusta, Georgia, to take on an NCAA Division II opponent in Georgia Regents, beat them 7-4. What's the mentality for the guys? They elevate their game a little bit just because it's a Division II team?
Well, especially that team, yes. The answer is yes, absolutely. Division II kids and our kids, for the most part, all know each other. They all played together.
Yep.
They've been at the same schools. Their coach came over from the University of Georgia, so a lot of the kids that were either at Georgia or who he had been recruiting went to Regents with him. So that was a good game because there was probably half the team was best friends with the other half of the team. So, we took a lot of pictures, and I'm glad we came away with a win, but absolutely there's a heightened sense of awareness and competitiveness in that game.
A couple of names that stuck out in that game for me. Jeremy Holcomb goes back to the bump as a starter. In a perfect world, where would you want to put him in this rotation or in this bullpen or in this pitching staff?
He's 3 or 4 right now. Definitely 3 or 4. I think that Joseph Boatwright, our issue right now is that Sheldon Connor is kind of down with a little bit of a shoulder issue right now where he was the number 3. And so Jeremy steps into that spot very well. I think Tyler Oglesby has also pitched very well. So you have Ryan Mentir, you have Alex Roberts, Oglesby, and then you have Jeremy Boatwright as your 4 or 5. But because we sometimes pitch, Mentir or Roberts on a Tuesday, that bumps up to Roberts. So this weekend we'll go Roberts, Oglesby, and then Holcomb on Saturday.
And now the time of the year, from our experience at the World Series, we've got to have a 4 starter to win a national championship. If we get in the loser's bracket, heaven forbid, again, we got to have an extra.
We play good in the losers bracket.
so cue it up. Jeremy Holcomb, the losers bracket here later on in the season. But you got to have that 4 starter. And so now we've turned the calendar over to April. We're starting to line that stuff up.
Yeah, I think so. And he's a senior. He competes. He's a 5th-year guy. He's been around baseball for a long time. And he competes really, really well on the mound. And so it was good to see him get out there. I think he threw 4 2/3. And we took him out with 60 pitches. I mean, he definitely could have gone a lot longer. Our matchups on down in that lineup, in that scenario, in that situation of the game, we had our bullpen available. Everybody was hot. So we took him out of the game. And he definitely could have gone longer. But, that's part of this season where, we can play matchups a little bit better. And he did a great job, and he'll continue to do a good job. And I expect him to do a good job on Saturday.
You mentioned Joseph Boatwright there. He picked up his first start of the season yesterday in a doubleheader against Thomas. Grizzlies won 23-4 in a combined doubleheader effort. What did you like out of your team yesterday here, and now you're on a 6-game winning streak?
Sure, and Boatwright, going in there, that was his first start of the year, and he had taken some time off prior to coming into school here, and so you kind of got to build up the innings, and unfortunately for him and some other guys, they haven't had the opportunity to start. But so we had 6 games in 6 days in essence. We needed a 6th starter, and so he was able to toe the rubber, and really did a great job for us. Gave up 2 in the first. Just kind of feeling out, the start. It's tough, it's tough when you haven't been in that situation. But did a great job, put up zeros after that, and got the win.
I'll tell you a guy who stole a couple of headlines this week we got to mention here is William Pascal. Ties the school record. Of course, it seems like any one of us could now tie the school record as long as that list gets for single hits in a game with 4. But a great game against Georgia Regents, and then yesterday blew up 6 for 8 with a pair of doubles and a home run.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's really locked in, and he really struggled at the beginning of the year. He was hitting 200 and just struggling, and again, it kind of goes back to he didn't play he played a lot last year for us, but he wasn't asked to carry a burden of a load. And this year, he's kind of taken it on where, hey, you know what? If I'm up with an RBI situation or we need a big hit, I'm going to get it. And he really did a great job with his approach yesterday. And he's been hitting the ball hard all the last 2 weeks. And so it's a great job.
I'm smiling. I chuckle here because I think that William Pascal 6-hole, 7-hole is now on fire, and that means this offense is only going to get better, right?
No, absolutely. and really, I mean, our whole deal is that it comes down to Trey Haygood in the 6-hole. Pascal's going, Timmerman's going, Watlington's going, McCorkle's going, Abbott's going. That's our first 5. They're doing a really good job. Jared's coming back, and when Trey hits and he's going, Hodorowski's hitting 370 or something like that in the 7-hole, and Jacobs is coming around, and what we need Trey to go and kind of turn over that lineup again once we go, and it's a really fun team to coach, and they've really done a great job of keeping with their approach and just keep winning.
more road trips this weekend. The Grizzlies are going to travel to USC Buford. No, that's going to be a good matchup. 3-game set there between the Grizzlies and the Sand Sharks. Probably my favorite mascot, but that's another story for another day. But the Sand Sharks going to go at it here, and you're looking forward to that because that's a team that's got some good competition.
Yeah, they were ranked as high as 18 this year. They play in a really, really difficult conference with I think 4 teams in the top 25, and they're the 5th in that conference. They're 12-9 in their conference. I think they're 25 and something overall.
Yeah.
I think they're offensively they can stack up with us, at least numbers-wise.
Yeah.
Pitching-wise, I think that we have a little bit of an advantage. But it'll be a good contest for sure. It's tough to go on the road. It's tough to play at their place. We're going to have a doubleheader on Friday now because there's some weather moving in on Saturday. So hopefully we'll get those 2 games in on Friday and then play a single on Saturday and come home.
Well, Coach, as always, safe travels out there. I heard Fast and Furious has like 12 movies out now. You should be able to get one of those.
No, we don't. We stay away from those.
Okay,
we're still, that really wonderful character that passed away. What's his name?
Paul Walker.
Yeah, we still are in
mourning.
Yes.
So out of respect.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. Maybe the Avengers or something. Are they in the cartoons?
Avengers? What are you watching? Huh? That's right. You have a kid
no
now,
idea.
so it's okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I told you, poker, suspense, drama, and like just a shoot 'em up thriller.
Okay.
That's what and like Black Hawk Down, some Army, military, Sniper. That was a good movie.
Very nice.
Something that's really cerebral is what we try to get
Zero
into.
Dark 30?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice,
So,
nice.
that's the type of genre that we want. And, we watched Rush Hour 2, though, on the last
Quality.
night. So,
Quality.
it's part of, you got to throw a comedy in there.
Yeah.
They wanted to watch Mr. Deeds, but
That's a little retro there.
that's old school.
That's
right?
old school
That's
Adam
old school,
Sandler.
absolutely. So,
Still making the same movie with That's My Boy.
yeah, exactly.
I think we can do this the rest of the show.
We could probably.
Coach, thanks again for
Thank
stopping
you.
by. We'll take a break. We'll come back with head women's soccer coach Chris Kouns. You guys will get to meet him next, right here on the Grizzlies Live at Newk Eatery on the Grizzlies Digital Network. The Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies compete in the heart of Gwinnett County in Metro Atlanta. The Grizzlies currently field 6 teams and compete at the state-of-the-art Grizzly Athletics Complex. Georgia Gwinnett College is transforming higher education and celebrating 10 years since its charter class in 2005. As you plan your next trip to see the Grizzlies, log on to grizzlyathletics.com and select the Visitor's Guide. From driving directions to local points of interest and a listing of our proud sponsors, log on to grizzlyathletics.com.
Hi Grizzly fans, this is Ned Colgrove, Assistant Athletics Director for External Operations. Are you interested in helping offer a championship experience for every single one of our student athletes? Come join us in the Grizzly Club. You can call me directly at 678-407-5241 to learn more, or see our Grizzly Club information online at grizzlyathletics.com. There you can check out our member benefits like game tickets and insider events, plus make your online donation. We can't wait to have your support of our student athletes and welcome you to the Grizzly Club.
Do you have what it takes to compete for the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies? Hi, this is Dr. Ian Potter, Assistant Athletics Director for Compliance and Academic Services. If you are interested in becoming a Grizzly through character-driven intercollegiate athletics, visit grizzlyathletics.com and then look under the Student Athletes section. We offer opportunities to students both near and far to pursue academic and athletic excellence here at dynamic Georgia Gwinnett College. Find out more today about wearing the green and gray at grizzlyathletics.com. Go Grizzlies!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Grizzlies Live at Newk's Eatery. We want to introduce the newest member of our Grizzly family and head women's soccer coach, Chris Kouns. How we doing, Coach?
Doing terrific. Absolutely terrific.
I hear you would fit well on the baseball road trip bus.
I tell you what, I am a Rush Hour fan. If you give me Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, I'm a good guy. I'm happy.
All day. They get made 3 of them, right? Which one was your favorite?
I think number 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Curse of the Red Dragon. You gotta have it.
I like it. Well, Chris, we're glad to have you here. Obviously, here going through the process and our second women's coach of the program here. Tell me a little bit about you were at Capital up in Ohio. Tell me why this job sparked your interest and why come down and be a Grizzly?
You know, I've gotten that question a lot, especially coming off of a Final Four at the NCAA level, coming off of an NCAA regional final finish. And I tell people, I said, you know, when I looked at Georgia Gwinnett, I knew that that's an opportunity to win a national championship. Everything is in place to do it. What I was doing at Capital, as terrific as it was and as great student athletes as I had, we were overachieving. And I think like any competitive coach, you want to be in an environment where if you put in your best and your kids put in the best, then you have the opportunity to get the ultimate prize.
Well, you've been here for about 6 weeks now. You've
Yep.
gotten to know the Grizzlies a little bit. What's the off-season regiment look like now under your direction?
Yeah, I think that we've done a terrific job trying to make up for what they didn't have while they were without a coach. I think that we've put a strong emphasis on fitness. We've put a strong emphasis on more attacking play. I think that's definitely going to be a difference from last season to this season. Is I am much more attacking oriented and want people to take chances. And I'm a risk taker, and that's what I want them to get.
Absolutely. You're getting to know this team a little bit over the last 6 weeks. Do they have an identity? What do you know about this group?
I tell you, they're getting an identity.
Good.
They don't have one yet, but I think that the younger players, the previous staff had done a really good job in terms of getting kids with character. You've got some of the kids like Tiffany and Bristol, and those kind of guys are really giving us the effort and the leadership without being leaders.
Yeah, those are young.
And I think that's what we have to have is as we grow and as we change and morph into a different unit, that's got to be there.
Absolutely. A couple of young ones there. Those 2 sophomores, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, there, kind of taking the helm there, grabbing the bull by the horn, so to speak. What are some of and they may be prime examples, what's some of the difficulties of taking over a program? Because there's some girls on the team that have been here even longer than I have. They were at the very first practice, and none of the facilities and stuff there. Have you heard some of the stories, and what's some of the challenges?
Well, I've only heard a few of the stories. I'll be honest. I told them that there's an old Buddhist saying that comparisons kill joy, and I said that if you're telling me stories about what it used to be, then you're not fully grasping where we're going. And so I've tried to shy away from that part, but yeah, they of course want to mention things. I think the biggest challenge for them is they're kind of set in a way of playing. Like
Absolutely.
This is how we've done it. And because it's such a drastic change, what I'm asking them to do, I think it's just breaking the habit. I think that's the hardest part. And then reestablishing the culture of work, that we're not going to get outworked.
Yeah.
We might get beat, but we'll never be outworked.
What's the end goal? I know it's 6 weeks, and again, this will be my fault. We're always looking at
Absolutely.
championships and looking forward to the fall. But what's the end goal? Is there a short-term goal? Is there an end goal?
Yeah.
What for the program?
I think the short-term goal is for this spring, can we set the table of this is our core value, this is who we are. And I think, like I said, that's the hardest part right now for this group is understanding that work is not a 30-minute thing or a 60-minute thing. And that cost them last year. They didn't finish. So today, we are really focusing on setting that culture of you work until it's done. And when it's done, then you can rest. I think coming up in the fall, we're going to have such an influx of new players and new identity that it's really going to be how quickly can we gel and play. I have a lot of different ideas and a lot of different ways to go about it, but I think it's really for me about how do we play and how do we get the most out of them. Because this team is good enough to win a championship and is good enough to get to the NAI National Tournament, which is the goal.
Man, that's awesome. It sounds great, Coach. I know it's just turned into April here, but August and September can't get here quick enough.
No,
I'm
they
looking
can't.
forward to soccer season. You give us a picture. I know it's early. I don't know if you've worked on this a little bit, but look right at the camera there. What's women's soccer going to look like in the fall? What can we expect out of the fans?
I tell you, you can expect something that's going to be much more attacking oriented. You can expect something that is going to be very fast transition, lots of opportunities going to goal. I'm a risk taker, and I think that's definitely what you're going to see is that kids are going to be willing to take chances because you need to take chances if you're going to get big wins.
Not that my input matters, but high risk, high reward, that makes for some quality entertainment,
Absolutely.
Coach. I'm looking forward to it on the broadcast.
I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thanks for stopping by. Again, that's our head women's soccer coach, brand new to Grizzly Athletics, Chris Kouns. We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap things up with a nice little bow on the show here. You're watching Grizzlies Live in Newk Eatery on the Grizzly Digital Network. It's time to gear up, Grizzly fans. Right now, you can find all the latest Grizzly gear to support your team by visiting the Georgia Gwinnett College official bookstore inside the Student Center. Or simply shop online anytime, anywhere by visiting ggc.bncollege.com. From hats and t-shirts to jackets and one-of-a-kind collectibles, you can find it all with the official GGC bookstore. Plus, on game day, be sure to swing by the merchandise table at the stadium. So pick up your favorite item today and show your Grizzly spirit. Go Grizzlies! The Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies compete in the heart of Gwinnett County in Metro Atlanta. The Grizzlies currently field 6 teams and compete at the state-of-the-art Grizzly Athletics Complex. Georgia Gwinnett College is transforming higher education and celebrating 10 years since its charter class in 2005. As you plan your next trip to see the Grizzlies, log on to grizzlyathletics.com and select the Visitor's Guide. From driving directions to local points of interest and a listing of our proud sponsors, log on to grizzlyathletics.com.
Do you have what it takes to compete for the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies? Hi, this is Dr. Ian Potter, Assistant Athletics Director for Compliance and Academic Services. If you are interested in becoming a Grizzly through character-driven intercollegiate athletics, visit grizzlyathletics.com and then look under the Student Athletes section. We offer opportunities to students both near and far to pursue academic and athletic excellence here at dynamic Georgia Gwinnett College. Find out more today about wearing the green and gray at grizzlyathletics.com. Go Grizzlies!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Grizzlies Live at Newk Eatery. Big thanks to Kat, Brad, and Chris for being on the show here today. Wanted to get a taste of what soccer was like here in the offseason. Had Steve on last week and Chris this week, and really looking forward to the fall. We're looking forward to this weekend. A lot of activities going on here, keeping up with the Grizzlies. As always, stay tuned to grizzlyathletics.com. Baseball goes on the road to USC Buford. A little bit of a schedule change. They're going to play the doubleheader on Friday and the 9-inning contest on Saturday. Grizzlies will be back home the following week at the Grizzly Baseball Complex. Softball will be in action this weekend. Friday versus Montreat, 3 o'clock first pitch. We'll have that coverage for you at 2:45 right here on the Grizzly Digital Network. Then on Saturday is Senior Day. Make a note of this. Cassie Littlefield, the All-American right there. Senior Day for her against Talladega. We'll get the pregame festivities started about 12:30, 12:40. So tune in early for that one. We'll broadcast all the Senior Day festivities live right there on the Grizzly Digital Network. Tennis. I can't express this enough. This is probably the biggest weekend of the entire season for men's and women's tennis, as both of them will be traveling to West Florida. That's the University of West Florida down in Pensacola. They're taking on some high caliber Division II teams there down in Pensacola. This is not life or death going into the tournament, but if you're seeing the Grizzlies win some of these contests pretty handily, it's going to raise a lot of expectations going into May. Not that Chase doesn't have high expectations already, but I'm really going to be zoned in on Pensacola, Florida to see what those results look like. And again, tune in to tune in to softball on Friday and Saturday, and as those results come in, we'll give those to you as well. So looking forward to that matchup as well. Tweet of the week. I don't know why we've missed this guy all year. Our part-time GDN correspondent there, Cody Butler, a big-time fan of the Grizzlies. Cody, we appreciate all that you do. Sitting front and center yesterday in Thomas, as he snapped a picture there of William Pascal, fresh off his first home run of the season. Cody used the hashtag Grizzly Baseball, and fans, you can be our tweet of the week by using any one of the hashtags you see on your screen there. We're back home here every Wednesday for Grizzlies Live at Newk Eatery. 12 noon, come on by. You can meet the staff. Everybody's hanging out here today. We got Ned and Clay and Doug and Aaron, Ian. A lot of the administrators are up here in the house too as well, and so getting geared up for hosting that AII tournament there at the beginning of May. So we're all looking forward to that. Big thanks to all of them who go in behind the scenes of what we do. I know I stand in front of the camera and get a lot of credit, but for the most part, I couldn't do my job without them. So a big thanks to them, and I'm glad they're here. There we go. There's a shot. Go ahead, Colin. Make that happen right there. There's Aaron and Ian, Elizabeth, and there's Kat. Go ahead. Elizabeth getting some airtime there. So I'm good. Marissa, Tamara, Colin, thumbs up. Clay's in the house too. Thumbs up from Clay. Thumbs up from here. Appreciate everybody tuned in here. Our entire cast and crew from Lawrenceville, Georgia. I'm Matt Mahoney signing off saying so long, everybody. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
We'd like to thank our corporate sponsors for making today's broadcast possible. You can watch archive broadcasts and feature stories in the On Demand tab of the Grizzly Digital Network. For the most recent information, log on to grizzlyathletics.com.